Just when you thought Springfield couldn't possibly be more innovative or create anything more exciting, they come out with their Echelon series. They tout it as a service pistol slash duty pistol. It's a full-size pistol. It's packed with features. It is going to be the new standard. I'm holding it in my hands here. It's difficult for you to understand, but I'm going to break it down, so let's look at it in its purest form. This is the Echelon completely broken down. Starting with the central operating group, or the chassis. They call it the central operating group. This is your serialized part. It fits in the grip. You can get the grip in 3 sizes. No matter what size you get, it comes with 3 backstraps. It ships with the medium size. So if this one isn't big enough for you, you can absolutely get a larger one. If it's too big, you can get a smaller one. It also ships with 2 magazines, okay? We've got extensions for your magazines. One is already set up for 20. The other one is set up for 17. Let's talk about the slide itself. I'm going to pick this up because I want to kind of angle it for you so you can see. Now, this slide is aggressively serrated forward and rearward. It has trenches cut at the front, so when you're trying to do a press check or a chamber check, your fingers naturally have a stopping point. If you don't chamber check there, or if you're a pinch puller like me when you run your slide or cock the gun, it's actually trenched at the rear also with some extensions on the back, but they're not too big. They don't stick way out. You almost can't tell unless you're looking down on top of the gun. Standard sights, of course, from Springfield. You got the white U-notch in the back with the bright fluorescent tritium up front. Really easy to see, especially for me. What else about the slide? Oh, well, this is called the variable interface system. The slide is super deep cut, and you don't need plates to put an optic on here. So it fits 30 different optics, and with the Trigicon on it, like I showed you with that RMR, I could actually co-witness the sights through that. Now, I don't know that every red dot is going to co-witness through these sights, but you can get this gun with higher sights, or you can change out your sights if you need suppressor height sights. When this plate comes off, there are actually pins, just like you would get with your plates on any other gun. There are pins, and there are machined holes in here, so you can place the right size pin in the right size hole to accept your red dot, your pistol mounted optic. Comes with 2 magazines, the 20 and a 17. So let's reassemble this gun. You don't need any tools to take it down. You actually use the backstrap, the part of the backstrap, to disassemble it. I'm sure it's going to work for reassembly. Here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this magazine release. Now, it's a spring loaded, and it's totally different than anything you've seen. The spring actually goes up and down, so it's vertical, not a horizontal spring. I'm going to put the magazine release in, the V-notch toward the top. This is where I'm going to need my safety slash reading glasses. Keep in mind, this gun is fully ambidextrous. The slide lock lever, the magazine release, everything about this gun is ambidextrous. I'm going to lay this in there. I'm going to follow the spring down, being careful not to kink it. I'm going to take this solid pin, push it through the grip. Now, when I took this apart, I can tell you this: if you keep your finger on top of that magazine release and you push it out with the tool that's on the back strap, it will keep it from flying across the room. Ask me how I know. So that indexes, yeah, That feels really good. It's totally different than anything I have ever seen in a magazine release. It actually, when you activate it, it pulls the release away rather than sliding it. So it's totally different. See if it works. 20 round mag, bingo. After I put that in, I'm going to put in the central operating group, the chassis. So the chassis, there's a pin in the front that it aligns with. It obviously goes through this hole, and that hole has just a little bit of a bevel on it. So when you put it in and you place it down, it's got to be aligned pretty correctly because the tabs in the back hold that down, but I have a feeling that this pin does something as well. So I'm going to pop it in here, push it down over that pin. I'm going to, holy moly, that goes in a lot easier than it comes out. Like I said, it was just a little bit of finesse. So takedown lever. The takedown lever is extraordinary because it's almost like a mini gas pedal. Generally, when I put a takedown lever in, I just rotate it until it kind of goes in. So we'll see what happens with this one. I'm not sure. Yep. Listen, don't force anything, just work it. So there's my takedown lever. That's in. Looks like I need to do a little bit of a movement with it. All right, so obviously that's in and it's in correctly. One of the cool things about this takedown lever is it is absolutely shaped like a mini gas pedal. So when you're gripping this pistol, it gives your thumb somewhere to land. And if you're not using this thumb when you're shooting on your gun, you're not putting enough meat on the gun to control it. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the back strap on, because after the back strap's on, this grip module is completely assembled. This is not as difficult as I'm making it look, but it is my very first time. So each of the grip modules is marked, and they generously marked the end of them with a L, M, and an S. So I am going to use the one marked M. This is important to know. So this goes on, it presses over the rails. Once you get it on there, it just slides forward and goes into position. Taking it off requires a little bit of knowledge. We couldn't figure it out without directions, but we did. So what you do is, there's actually a tab right here. Inside of the grip, this tab is exposed in the mag well. So for me, I can use my pinky, push it up against that, and then slide it. And it moves forward. Now, the gun doesn't look like it's super textured, but let me tell you, they call this the adaptive grip texture. So basically what it is it feels smooth to the touch, but when you grip it, it kind of grabs a hold of your hand. So there's texture within texture. And honestly, it feels like a custom stippling job. With the grip module assembled, we're going to talk about the slide a little bit more. This doesn't have the standard loaded chamber indicator that you used to with the XD. This actually has one that is marked on the extractor. So when I knock that extractor out of there, you can actually see the red fill on that. So when there's a round in the chamber and this extractor is over the rim of that round, you'll be able to see it. I'm going to try to leave that in while I put this together, but I have a feeling it's going to fall out on me. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to put in my striker block. My striker block, which is like a firing pin block, I'm going to use the curved side. I'm going to put the curved side towards the striker itself. So I'm going to try to hold on to that extractor. There's a little deeper section in here in the slide where this spring obviously recesses into. So if you have to force that, it is not the right thing to do. So try to line it up, get it in there the right way. Don't kink any springs. But I'm having a little bit of fumble fingers with it, trying to get it down. So that took a little bit of work. But that firing pin block has to go in before I put in my spring for my extractor. So now that's in. That's holding everything in place. From here, I'm going to put in my striker assembly. I'm going to push the striker assembly past that. That's in. I'm going to start my backer plate. I could probably use the grip panel to depress this striker spring. Here again, no instructions yet. I'm going to get it started. There we go. It's not as hard as I'm making it look, I promise. So then there's a slot in your extractor spring. Depress that using the grip and slide your back panel in, and everything is assembled. Feels great. I don't have any lube out here. I would lubricate this gun before I shoot it, but this is my first look. So now I can take off my safety / reading glasses. I'm going to insert the barrel, the recoil spring and guide rod. Interestingly enough, that is actually textured with the adaptive grip texture on the end as well. So that textured end goes forward, slip it in. And when you disassemble this pistol, this is one that you do not have to press the trigger to take it apart. So that's a feature that I'm sure a lot of law enforcement agencies are going to like. Put the slide on, lock it open, flip up the takedown lever. This gun has so much innovation in it. It is so new. I don't think there's anything about this gun that's not new other than the fact that it's a striker-fired polymer gun. I'm going to get KJ because I have two guns and we're going to take it to the range right now. All right, I've got the Echelon on the range. Hopefully I put it back together correctly. It's going to work. I've shot this gun before, I'm not going to lie to you, but I've only shot it with a few rounds. I love the way it feels. There are some things that I particularly like. The adaptive grip texture feels good in the hand. It's not going to be too aggressive for anybody, and it's not going to be not aggressive enough. The cuts on the slide, the trenches, the flares at the back, they're going to work well for me. As a duty pistol or a service pistol, ambidextrous controls today are really important. Fully ambidextrous, mag release, you don't have to switch it. Slide lock lever, no switching there. The sights are bright, the undercut trigger guard, extremely low bore axis, really low. I'm super excited about it. I've got plus P 124 grain bullets. I'm going to shoot these because I've only shot 115s with it. And this is kind of a standard duty load. I'm going to just get some accuracy hits aiming at that lower dot. Standing offhand, I'm at 30 feet, not trying to be super precise. It's easy to shoot. I'm going to move over to that little piece of steel. I can double on a 5-inch piece of steel if I focus just a little bit. Plus Ps are not hard for me to control. This gun feels great. Got the one with the red dot for Kevin. I think I'm the only one who calls him Kevin. Kevin! All right, I see you got the memo.
I got the memo. I had to flare mine up a little bit though.
Gray over green, I don't have the hat.
It's standard operator procedure.
Right. So I got 2 magazines here, 20 and a 17, and
initially,
yeah.
Here's my initial thoughts on this. And this is one reason why I think this ushers in a whole new world for Springfield, is the Central Operating Group. When that first came out, I was like, that's brilliant, everybody should do that, like, right? Because that opens up to, now are we talking what's coming next? It gives us something to look forward to.
Right, right. Well, you haven't got a chance to shoot this, but I did let you prep these mags. I let them prep these mags, and the 20 round mag and the 17. Tell me what you thought.
Dude, I love the mags. It's a different design for them. It's a different finish. I mean, they're gonna notice these aren't silver mags,
right,
which in law enforcement, that's good, right?
Right, melanite black.
Melanite black,
More
it's a
durable.
good finish. But I was able to get all 17 in without the loader. So you didn't need to really force it down, because new mags, a lot of times the spring is stiff. These, what?
The 19s on the XDs were always tough, but these loaded without a loading aid, even though it comes with one, you probably won't need it.
It's very comfortable, but I kind of want to shoot it. And so an oversized trigger guard.
Right.
I like
if you
that.
got tactical gloves on.
Right, if you got tactical gloves on, but the undercut sits really high, and I think that increases your grip.
Get your
on the
hand
axis.
up higher
Gets it
for
a
sure.
lot higher.
It helps with managing recoil,
Yeah.
for sure.
Enough talk, let's shoot.
Yeah, well, shoot some on the paper. I don't know if it's zeroed. I mean, I know it's going to be close because the red dot co-witnesses.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Remember,
initially.
touch it, press it. Don't look to see how you're doing, just stop with sights. Resetting the trigger.
All right, so
you're definitely jerking the trigger.
I'm jerking the trigger. I know that's on me. My handgun skills aren't to the par that you are, and they aren't exactly where they should be, but initially, I'm definitely running that gun forward. I'm definitely doing it, but it's an easy gun to want to run really fast.
Well, you don't have to work as hard to shoot this gun. And what I found with these 115s, I mean, they're easy to shoot.
So when you're when you're running the gun that fast, my tendency is to run it as driving out, right?
Well, timing is everything, but man, it has a good trigger, don't doubt it, right?
Oh, it absolutely does. And I like the mini gas pedal. I like that. I like it because my thumb rides just right where I want it to. And for the lefties out there, not to be forgotten, it's textured and it's sized exactly the same as it is on the left side.
Yeah, the grip module is completely ambidextrous. The only thing that's different is the takedown lever being there. I can run this gun hard and fast. When I keep my eye on the sight, it's really easy, even the small one. I mean, I have to cover it up, shoot it. The trigger's sweet.
How are the sights? I like the U-notch that Springfield's got out.
Oh, awesome.
I ran out and I want to go more. And I think that's one thing that Springfield got right is the grip, the feel, that adaptive grip texture really grips that gun into your hand. But this is a new venture for Springfield Armory.
This is the first time we've been really excited about a new pistol, because this truly is new. There is so much new, so much exciting about it, and it works.
And it works. Thank goodness it works.
To see all of Gun Talk's content, go to guntalk.com, guntalktv.com, or sign up for the Gun Talk newsletter.